Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To all
Walaikum
the listeners, firstly, praise be to Allah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. I really can't thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enough because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really helps us. He is not the one who's going to just leave us out, but Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. So my starting phase was completely different. I had like faced enormous things. Firstly, just got after my marriage. Just after a week, I could say, I have started facing everything and anything, starting with up my dreams, with my body pains, with everything stuff. And then they came a point where Allah Ta'ala has granted me a child. I was expecting, Alhamdulillah, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had a different plan for me. Okay. I just faced a miscarriage around like 5 months. And then I was at the hospital. Sudden, I just had pain stuff. So I was in the hospital. I was at the room where, I felt, because before my marriage life, I used to give dawah. I used to face, I had a very huge classes. I used to take seminars, stuff. So being on that point and facing and giving a dawah is a different scale. As being a da'i, I didn't know that a dua inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un could play a such vital role. It was my child. I had to recite the dua. I knew the reward is too much. But Alhamdulillah, I recited the dua when I just knew that my child is no more. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The dua that right now I'm reciting, at that moment, every word was hitting me so hard. But Alhamdulillah, I went through that. And I prayed for all to the rest of my sisters that Allah Ta'ala doesn't give us that much pain in our lives. And then after like 5 months again Allah Ta'ala granted me another child. And unfortunately, Allah Ta'ala had again the better plans. But again, after in the 7th month, again, I faced a miscarriage again. I had the same room, I had the same hospital, I had just everything the same. And I remembered my dua when I recited the last time. I literally, by the pain was so tough that I prayed to Allah Ta'ala on my first time that Allah, please do not give us the pain for the rest of the ladies out there. But again, in the same room, again, I faced it again. That was really tough for me. It was really tough again to recite the dua on the same child again. So yes, these two cases brought me very much closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The dua has many benefits in dunya and in akhirah. You will wonder if the dua is not being accepted here, inshallah, but you will be getting the rewards in akhirah. And now here we learn that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has its own plan. I had my 2 miscarriage. With that through, I came to Ruqya Healing because all my reports were extremely normal and I didn't find its way. I went to a higher gynecologist, but again, I got to know that there is a no point for the medical. And my friend, Alhamdulillah, she suggested me to go to Ruqya Healing. So here we learn that, why through the phases, through the laws, I'm actually finding my means. I'm actually finding my destination. Medical was not my means. I had spiritual ailments, but I couldn't find its way. But Alhamdulillah, Allah made my way through my children. If I couldn't have the miscarriages, I would be like, just again facing many things. But Alhamdulillah, Allah made it better. Allah made it my way. This is the right. This is the way. So Alhamdulillah, through my children, I came to Ruqya Healing, and there I was just for the diagnosis. I couldn't take it. I just couldn't take it because it was so severe, so severe. And after the rest of the days, Alhamdulillah, firstly, After praising Allah, I would love to thank Ruqya Healing team, especially Sheikh Raqi Abdul Wahab. He has been a very huge help for us. May Allah Ta'ala reward them in dunya and akhirah, the whole team. Alhamdulillah, they really helped us. They didn't even give up on us. Because, when you find like no clue what's going on, it was a bit difficult for us, even for us to uh, give up a shot. We were finding like what's the way, and Abdul Wahab told us to go on a continuous for tahajjud salah. So Alhamdulillah, my routine was back on tahajjud salah, and after that we planned for a Umrah trip. Alhamdulillah, Umrah trip made us a huge, uh, huge, turning point. Alhamdulillah. They clearly told me that there is no evidence found because they already taken all my tests. There were like so many tests I went through, and after there was a test, after I would be getting my result after 21 days, and we were after 20 days when I looked at the report, I was literally shocked seeing that it's caps lock, it's written no evidence found. This actually breakdown, it was a very toughest moment because when already I was going through 2 times and I had no problem. What was the problem now? Wow. So Alhamdulillah, there was a point that I went into my depression about this, and I was like talking to no one, and I was talking to none of my friends. They were just calling up, but Alhamdulillah, I found my one friend. Even she went through like similar stuff. So Alhamdulillah, she just called me up, and I had a talk to her. And Alhamdulillah, even she is contributed in Dawa centers. So she had a talk to me, and she told me that there's a Ruqya Healing. Why don't you try that? So Alhamdulillah, by through this, Alhamdulillah, I really would love to thank to my friend. Alhamdulillah, she gave me the site, and I had registered in the website, and Alhamdulillah, today I am here with no such ailments, and inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, protect us everyone. Alhamdulillah. Okay, as it was during the treatment, we planned for Umrah trip. So firstly, when we entered the haram, my family, my husband, and everyone, we just we went to Miqat first, and there I had a very tough time. I started puking. I started having a body pains, and I was a bit scared. How would I, enter haram? By the time there's a rising iman that rises in you, that when Allah Swalla can do anything, why can't He help me right now? I am going to the house of Allah. So why can't He help me now? So Alhamdulillah, yes, when I entered the haram, I couldn't enter the haram. Yani, there was something that literally pushing me away. There was pushing me away. So then I started again puking, and then my dad rushed up and got Zamzam. And then Alhamdulillah, there was a time I felt that there was something that was pushing me away. So I was about to leave the haram at that point. But for a while, I stopped and I started thinking, if I leave the haram now, there was no point of being, there was no point, being saying that, I would, there was a point that, I would say that I have tawakkul ala Allah. Okay, so if I would leave the haram, I felt there was a competition between those powers in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to win. So without pains, without pressure, I stood myself and I said, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. And Alhamdulillah, within a ration of seconds, the symptoms disappeared, and we entered the haram. Okay, we were doing the Safa Marwa, And the Safa Marwa, which I have done through my 20 years, I have never done Safa Marwa like this in my entire life. This Safa Marwa was completely different from others because every step I was taking to Safa Marwa, I felt that the pins are coming out from my body. Every inch and every step I was walking through, I knew because the pain was so tough, so much that I couldn't take the next step. So, we were even thinking to take up a wheelchair, but I didn't want to take up a wheelchair because I wanted to do it to myself. So, Alhamdulillah, by every, and the dua that I made, I was just, see, there is a time when you're doing a umrah at your ease times, you're just relaxed and you're just going on. But when you're making a hardship, I have seen, because when I made Umrah on my East time, I was just making the dua. But when I did the same way in my hardships, the Umrah was completely different. The Safa Marwa was completely different. Because why? Because I am going through that, and every pain. I then there was a recall story from Hajra alayhi salam, how she just crying up and just doing the Safa Marwa, and I felt there was a something similarity. I cannot go up to the mark, but yes, there was a similarity between me that I went through that. The 7 rounds were like so much tough for me that I couldn't bear it. So there was a family support too. Alhamdulillah, there was a husband support too, but I wanted to make it. I want to do it. Just by reciting Tawakkal ala Allah, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka anni kuntu minaz zalimin. There are many du'as where you can recite for the help. Alhamdulillah, by this time, Alhamdulillah, I've completed my umrah. Uh, it's wordless. Alhamdulillah, what the Ruqya Healing team is doing to the people, to the nation of the Ummah, is outstanding. Because as there are many Muslims where it's a bit bitter truth. This is a bitter truth. Seher is completely a bitter truth because we actually trust people so much. Beyond that, it's a bit difficult to digest the fact that this is what really happening, because the Seher is completely like the closed ones. Okay, and we trust as if and as if they are just too much. So even the phase Yusuf alayhi salam also went through the trial of being a closed ones. So with that, I learned that you shouldn't be trusting too much to the closed ones. Trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a huge role. Trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not share your open secrets to anyone. So I learned many lessons through this during the Seher time, but Alhamdulillah, I'm relaxed now. Alhamdulillah, after being in 22 sessions, uh, when people are listening to me, you will get to know, after being going through 22 sessions, you can see me. Alhamdulillah, there was a first session just by saying A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem. I couldn't tolerate it. I couldn't take it. But now this is the time where I am taking the whole Ruqya. So Alhamdulillah, it's completely effective. It's completely effective. The problem is that online is really benefit, because there are people who are not comfortable going to the other places, consulting them. I myself do not, I do not, because I don't know, but there is a fear in us which haunts us. So by this comfort, just by do the comfort at your home, there is online already with your time work. You're just giving up 1 hour and just seeing up for your health. So Alhamdulillah, this is completely helping us. And Ruqya Healing, Alhamdulillah, there is a huge reward for you and the team in the dunya and in akhirah, because you're helping us too very much. Alhamdulillah. I really can't thank enough after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I would really like to thank to Ruqya Healing, because I myself and my parents and my husband, we go on discussing, we wouldn't find a raaqi like this, because this Ruqya healing is the raaqi that they are doing is they're just going into deep. They are just to the depth. So we, the patients, don't need to worry at all. Just put yourself into Ruqya healing and just get relaxed, because the rest of the work, Allah Ta'ala is doing the best and the Ruqya team is doing the best. So just pray to Allah Ta'ala, make dua. This only two you can do right now. Just make dua and leave everything to Allah Ta'ala, because when Allah Ta'ala can show you the right path, because there are many you can find, but the right path, but the right scholar, but the right raaqi, there is just one. So Alhamdulillah, I am very thankful to Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala chosen me for the right path, because when you're treating yourself, you need to make sure that you're doing the right way. The path is correct. There is no shirk, there is no bid'ah. But Alhamdulillah, everything comes in Ruqya healing. Alhamdulillah, we didn't find any shirk, we did not find any bid'ah, and every PDF has the note at the last, where I read again and again that the that the that the tasks are not based on shirk. So this is actually plays a vital role, because when you're treating yourself, you need to make sure that the shirk is not involved in any of the treatments. So Alhamdulillah, Ruqya healing is completely without shirk. This is a basic and this is a most a major role, because Allah Ta'ala says, He forgives all of the sins but not the shirk. So we need to make sure wherever you're going, please make sure that it does not involve any shirk. And they are like, this is not gonna help you. Taweez, this is not gonna help you. It only askar, morning and evening askar, is gonna give a very booster help to you. And yes, tawakkul Allah is the major role. So please do not leave askar, do not leave tahajjud, do not leave 5 times of salah. First, it applies to me. First, may Allah help me to get the amal and to the rest of inshallah ta'ala. Yes, but askar plays a vital role. It plays a vital role. It's a shield. It's a shield. If you want to get protected, please do not leave the askars. And the second is that tawakkul Allah. Yes, Allah is with us. Allah is with me. And rest, it's just up to Allah. It's the izn, it's the will of Allah that is happening to you, and no one can help them. If Allah wants it to happen, it will happen. If Allah doesn't, so if the whole world comes to crack you up, inshallah, it's not going to happen to you. My Raaqi Abdul Wahab, I can't thank you enough. Alhamdulillah, you were the one who was just giving us a motivation. Do this, do this, do this. And the best point and the golden point is that you can contact them anytime. I have realized that I was just used to I used to think myself, do I need to text him at this point or not? And we would like, no, we would just see the situation up and we would like, no, we need to call him right now. And just within a ring of a call, he would just receive us and just give us a instant medication. Instant medication. And with that, after using that, I would just get up and give us a feedback. Alhamdulillah, I'm normal now. Alhamdulillah, I just got to normal. So Alhamdulillah, with that, the patients who are going through this, you need to know that they are just available anytime. It was about like 12 o'clock at night. We would just used to call him up and ask what's the problem, and he would just say you instantly. By the time you would just get relaxed yourself. So Alhamdulillah, concluding, to love to thank to my first thank to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala, Alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah Ta'ala, the case is over, and Alhamdulillah, I am back to normal. And it's free of dreams, it's free of body pains, it's free of everything. And Alhamdulillah, I feel this is my new life now. This
Alhamdulillah.
is completely a new life. Alhamdulillah. So with that, I would love to conclude uh, to my parents, to my husband, because in this you need a family support, because you are like, you just cannot help yourself. You cannot help yourself. So with this, you need to have a family support. You need to have firstly it's the Allah support that you need to have it, but with that it's the family support, because mahram and your husband, your parents, it's only that they can help you, because when you are the patient, it's a bit very harder to come out and do what the precautions, what are the prescriptions that they say. So please, to the listeners who are listening to this, please listen to the precautions, listen to the instructions very carefully. Do not ignore any of the instructions. And please ponder upon the instructions. And inshallah, before making any of the tasks, make sure, make the niyyah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will get you out of through this, inshallah ta'ala. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really, really, really give the hidayah who are involved in this, because only we can pray for the hidayah, and this is the biggest gift that we can give them, because asking for the hidayah to Allah Ta'ala is the biggest ni'mah. So we all pray that the people who are involved in this, please Allah Ta'ala give them the hidayah, because with this the dunya and the akhirah is just, it's by the will of Allah, maybe but inshallah, may Allah Ta'ala forgive us. And the people who are going through this, may Allah Ta'ala makes the darajat buland for everyone, because through the hardships we are going closer to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So by this, do not forget to make du'as for everyone, to the ummah and the friends, the relatives who are facing this. And the people who are going through, please don't worry for yourself, because this is being very common. And you need to know that there is a no part in Akhirah for those who are involved in Seher. This is shirk. So please make sure, give yourself a booster, syrup, and just get relaxed and just fasten your belt, and inshallah face this, and you will come out, inshallah, a new initiative of yourself, inshallah, just like me, alhamdulillah. And I would love to thank my parents, my brother, my husband. They had a huge role, because after going through 22 sessions was not so easy. It was a very, very tough time to us, to my parents, to my family. It was a very tough time. So alhamdulillah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you evidently the reward for dunya and akhirah, and my family too. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all those who are going through, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the right path to go uh, to the path. Alhamdulillah.